Might be a reason for some focus on the other part. To simplify, let's just call the other part the narcissist. You really have to have in mind that they are experts. This is their home arena, their comfort zone, the very field of life that they are tuned against, to which their entire set of social skills is mainly directed. This whole thing with manipulating other people's conceptions, uh, arousing certain emotions, provoking people to specific behaviors or reactions, specific situations, and perhaps more than anything, planting this constant sense of guilt. This conception of being used to always taking the blame for not just anything but everything, that everything bad happening in the world can in some way always be traced back to yourself. Everything is in some way your fault. And you might argue that after a number of years you should become aware, you should start to notice some patterns in this, because after all they should be rather obvious. It's just that time in this case is a bit of a double-edged sword, because it's a matter of long-term treatment. You have been prepared for this for all these years, in my case some 20 years, and even if to some degree actually becoming aware, this treatment has digged some rather serious grooves in your way of thinking, new paths that will actually lead everything into those typical loops, back to yourself. And then there's also another part of this, which is more concrete, solid, that the narcissist is not likely to accept this. You might think that, what can she do? The spell is broken. She has no more power. All that was ever needed was to say no. No. Even if you are formally equal, she knows how to use the systems and social groups, whatever, individuals, to work for her. She also has the initiative, because this probably would not even occur to you that you might do something like that, you wouldn't expect anyone to go that far, because it's completely irrational. It's just that here is a major difference when comparing to an actual psychopath, because they are rational and in a way predictable. Because of that, they do things for reasons. They want control because of what they can actually achieve having that control. The narcissist, on the other hand, what she wants to achieve is control for the sake of it. That's her lifeblood. And therefore, in a way, it becomes more or less a life and death matter. You can't just shake that off, yeah, because this is a project that you've been working on for a number of years, and losing that will be losing a very big part of your life, actually. So she might warn you, send some signals that, yeah, do whatever you like, but be prepared for some counteractions. And there really are quite a few things that you can do if you only ready to use a certain amount of overkill. You're not likely to get any support from the surroundings, because this thing that you're describing, it's so freaked out. The only thing that you achieve doing so would be that you are going mad, because this naturally is not the image that she's marketing herself with in other situations, and people will just think what's going on. It's just a person of high morals with a sense of responsibility and such. Is that a problem of yours? Mm. And society, the official society, institutions and such will be informed, and suddenly you will actually notice that something is seriously wrong, and you might actually be relieved, because at that point you might think that, man, now she's taken this a bit too far, and perhaps feel sorry for her too, because this will be one hell of a crash landing. Only that it's not. When it's come that far that you actually notice something is happening, and things are becoming really absurd, the only reason that you are able to see this is because she lets you see this, and this is because by then she knows that it's too late. There's nothing in the world that you can do about this. And also, you are locked out forever as long as you can't get any kind of support uh, from anyone else. Everything you say, everything you do will only confirm this image that has been spread about you, and will always confirm how you loosen the grip of things. Those wild stories, complete lack of insight, and I have already mentioned this, that in the eyes of the surrounding, as far as they know, there is something that has been wrong with you. You've had some problems with whatever, because, like I said, this will never be specified. And they fail to understand what's the big problem. Why can't he just deal with things, sort things out, bring some order into his case, and then things will go back to normal? But this is the nature of it. This problem has never been specified, and it doesn't exist. There is nothing to handle. So you will be forever trapped in that rat wheel, dealing with an imaginary problem, an imaginary non-problem, actually. And people will just see the tragedy into this. Why does he keep does he want to be stuck in his ways, fighting those windmills? Because whatever it is you're dealing with will never be the right thing. So please, someone, any ideas?